Alright, it is time for some Nintendo NES Prototype games. I'm playing these on my EverDrive on actual hardware. Let's get started. Starting with a game called Blockout, which some people think of as like 3D Tetris, but the 3D Tetris that was on the Virtual Boy, it's really Blockout. And basically you're just looking down into this pit and you're dropping blocks, trying to complete a full section there at the bottom. And I first became aware of this game when it was on the Atari Lynx, but there's been multiple versions, and honestly I'm kind of surprised that they tried to pull off a NES version of Blockout. Next is a game called Bowling, which here, as you can see, you can choose a lot of different characters. And this first time bowling was not me, it was the computer, because, you know, I suck. And then this is my attempt here. I did get a spare. I think this was me. I don't remember. And of course the computer gets a strike, no doubt. And then here's the scores. And then here's Chip's Challenge, which again was also an Atari Lynx game. As you can see, it's not very complete at all. And this game, I believe, is called Drax Night Out. I think this was covered on a AVGN episode, because I remember him talking about trying to go get the magic shoes or whatever, and it was kind of a shoe tie-in. But yeah, the music's pretty nice. And it seems like he's got like hypnotism powers that he does on these people. And trying to choose a door here. I just thought I'd go with the first door. And gets a pint of blood. Yummy. And then when I try to go to any of the other doors, it says I can't open any more secret doors. See that shoe over there? I'm trying to go get the shoe. Because I think it's going to make me run faster. But I can't quite get over there. Alright, here's a game called Dragon Wars. And basically, you create your characters, which is always a fun time, you know, when you're watching a video, watching somebody create a character, so I just created Gah, which is kind of a Klingon dish, I believe. It's got some really nice cutscenes here. So then we get into the game, we land at a port here. And then we immediately get thrown in jail. Thieving mercenaries, take them! Luckily you escape from being sacrificed. You have only one choice, you must get out of town. We're in Purgatory. The town is called Purgatory? It's kind of a dumb name. And it's got kind of a neat 3D perspective here. We're fighting rock spiders. That's kind of how all these RPG games go. They always start out by having you fight, you know, really weak enemies. Although, spiders are creepy. Not a big fan of spiders. But we defeated the rock spider and made him explode. Alright, here is Earthbound. Of course, there is a Super Nintendo version of this game, which I thought was the only one. I didn't know there was an Earthbound for the NES. Or even a Prototype NES version. As far as I know, this could have been the original idea, was to have it on the NES. And first thing we fight is a lamp, because this game is quirky. Whew, what a relief, the lamp doesn't move anymore. And now we get attacked by a doll. It is kind of a creepy doll, though, isn't it? Doll suffered damage of 3. Doll doesn't move anymore. Take that, doll! Check out what's hidden inside the doll. I don't know, I'm getting, you know, like Twilight Zone vibes here. Music box. I was kind of getting into this. I can see why this is a beloved game. I don't know, I may have to try the Super Nintendo version. Alright, here's a game called Happily Ever After, starring Snow White, which is based on a Filmation movie, which pretty much bombed if I'm not mistaken. And this game looks kind of good. It could be complete, but as you'll see in a moment here, I won't be able to get past a certain section. And right here, this water section, I don't know how to get beyond that. I can't jump any higher or any further, so that's it. Alright, here's Hard Drivin', which to me, this is pretty amazing that they attempted this on the NES. Because as you know, the NES's graphics are tile-based, and to try to do a 3D polygon style game is just very difficult to do. Now I zoomed in a little bit here so you can, you know, get a full view of the screen, but it is pretty much letterbox when you're playing it in the real game. Here we are coming up on the loop-de-loop. Look at this. This is pretty neat that they actually got this far. I mean, of course, the game is nothing to write home about, but I always love playing it in the arcade. Here's a game called Hero Quest, which is based on a board game. A friend and I used to play this, and we got really into it there for a while. I was making my own maps and everything. I'm trying to figure out how to move here, but it's kind of tricky. And I got to this, I don't know, orc or something, and I couldn't figure out how am I supposed to attack this guy. So I thought, should I have my weapon equipped? It says, weapon in use, none. And then here's the map. Oh, here, I guess I'm fighting him, kinda. Oh, and back to the map, then he attacks me. And who the heck knows what's going on here? I really don't, not really sure. Of course, it's a prototype, so it's clearly not a complete game. I'm trying to go into some different doors here. Let's see if we can attack these guys. They're trying to stab at me, but I have survived the monster's attack. Looks like they're hitting me in the back there. Okay, here's a game called Makai Island. And we are being welcomed to Adventure World. And this is pretty much the game. I'm just traveling around in a boat, trying to find a place to land. Kind of reminds me of Jaws a little bit, just kind of going back and forth. So anytime I get to any port or anything, it always says the door will not open, and I can't even do anything there, so... Alright, here's Mickey Mouse Dream Balloon. This may be the most complete of all the games that I played. Although some of the spelling is a little off. So here I am jumping around, collecting strawberries, I guess. And your main attack is throwing red balloons. See, that looks like a strawberry to me, but it says chips on the screen. I thought I might die if I jumped into this water, but I luckily jumped on that alligator's head. And now here I am fighting the porcupine boss. He has a very distinct pattern. And then Mickey exploded the porcupine. I guess maybe that could be Sonic the Hedgehog, maybe. And then it's got this really cool, like, first-person shooting gallery kind of thing. But you have to time the throwing of your balloons at just the right exact moment. And then we make it over to Minnie's house, and apparently she's having a really bad dream, and Mickey says he's going to enter her dreams. I'm not sure what magic he's able to use to enter her dreams with, but stage 1, which looks kind of like the first stage that we were already on. It's got some more weird characters on it, though. I'm not sure if I like the color palette on this. It looks a little bit muted, kind of faded. It might look better if it was a little more vibrant. Or I might like it because it's kind of a stylistic choice. But it also might be just because the NES is very limited on the colors. But yeah, this is a pretty good game. I could have kept on playing this for a long time. Okay, here's Shanghai. Now, there was a couple versions of Shanghai. I chose the Dragon one, and I sped up the footage here a little bit because it takes forever to draw this. But this was a Famicom Disk System game, and I'm kind of surprised it actually worked here on my EverDrive. And in Shanghai, you're supposed to match tiles on the edge to make them disappear. It's a pretty basic game, there's no sound, but I used to love playing this on my Lynx. Alright, here's a good one, SimCity for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And it seems pretty darn complete, as far as I could tell. Now I've already added the industrial, commercial, and residential zones. I just added the power plant there. We're going to connect the electrical wires so that they all get power. And the next thing we're going to need to do is build a road. So we'll go over here and click the road icon. And we'll draw a little road here between the power plant and the residential areas. Of course, you know, those residential folks have to get to work at the power plant. And then here we are a little bit further down, and I decided to build a train. Of course, I'm just doing this as a demonstration. This isn't really a representative of my SimCity playing skills. I used to play this a lot on the Atari ST computer. And let's build a stadium right there for no reason. Why not? I'm sure the people in the commercial zone are happy. Alright, let's do a disaster. We'll do Godzilla attack, which in the Super Nintendo version of the game, it's Bowser who attacks the city. Of course, I don't know why you'd want to do that after you spent all this time and effort, you know, building up a really nice city. And I realized after that you can go ahead and do multiple disasters at once. So I just went ahead and launched them all at once. And then I thought, why not? I'm going to go ahead and raise the taxes all the way up to the maximum because, you know, that's what we love our politicians to do, right? Raise our taxes. I'm going to be so beloved with this community by having 20% taxes. Alright, here's a game called Squashed, which it's kind of neat. I like the background graphics. And apparently you're playing as a ninja stomping on Goombas. I mean, bad guys. And it looks like we're on the moon, maybe? And somehow I was able to figure out how to do that double jump. Don't ask me how I did that. I'm stomping on moon guys, because right there I screwed up the double jump. Alright, here we go. Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. I'm a huge Star Trek fan, but this game is awful. I like that shot of the Enterprise going into warp. And to me, that looks like Mr. Scott beaming down, and it looks like Mr. Scott right here that I'm shooting as, but it's actually Sulu. And these guys appear so quickly, I'm just very cautious. I don't really want to get hit. I got that mortar there. Oh, and they always jump up in the air so that you can't shoot them right as they show up. Now I know there's multiple stages on this game, and maybe there's a password or something, but I couldn't get any further than this particular stage. I like that drawing of McCoy, it looks pretty good. And then there's this whole password thing. I thought, if I put in a password of 1701, which is the Enterprise's registry number, will something happen? And obviously, nothing happened. Alright, our next game is called Sunman, which is a rebrand of Superman because Sunsoft was not able to get the license for Superman. Just imagine if we change the character here to Superman. And I kind of like this game. The graphics are really nice, and the gameplay isn't too bad, although I don't like how these guys just bump into me. The bump into attack is just not my favorite thing. And there's a variety of levels, so I'm not really sure how far along this game was. It looks like it was pretty close to being complete, just based on the number of levels and graphics and variety and the music. all seems like it's done. Kind of typical of Sunsoft games to have really amazing graphics. Help! I like the way he like swoops up into the air. And now we're on a different type of stage where you're flying upwards. I've discovered after playing this part of the game that it's better to just avoid these guys for the most part, because they'll just drain your energy, and then by the time you get to the boss, you can't, you don't have any energy left to fight him with. But this is before I learned what I was supposed to do. Just avoid them. And then here's the boss. As you can see, I have full energy because this is a later time that I played this. And this helicopter is tough. I wouldn't have thought it would be that difficult to beat this guy. It took me a long time to defeat him. But eventually I did, and exploded, and I moved on to the next stage. Great! G-R-A-T-E, son man. And then here's another stage, like it looks like the Grand Canyon. Still fighting those, I guess, parademons, maybe? I don't know. Of course, that's from Batman, I think. And then here we are in a cave stage with these crystals that are expanding and contracting over and over. And it's kind of neat punching out these blocks. And then I get killed by a crystal, just like the real Superman. Spectre threatens. I keep thinking that says sphincter threatens. Okay, here's a game called The Adventures of Dr. Franken, which I thought was pretty cool, except that, I don't know, he just moves around a little too fast for me. But the graphics are really neat. It's kind of an adventure-style game. But I did notice that every time I go up on the stairs up here and then try to go up beyond the stairs, it always gives me this locked message. So, don't even bother going up the stairs. And other than shooting the bad guys on these stages, I'm not really sure what the point of the game is. There is one section later on where you try to go to, I think it's a bookcase. It says, this is the wrong book for this bookcase, or something like that. And then here's me trying to play a little Donkey Kong on this game. I was just trying to jump over the barrels instead of destroying them. And then here we are, I guess, fighting the boss in the bathroom. And there's the book up there. I'm trying to get that book. But it says, unfortunately, Frankie cannot read. Put this book where it belongs. So, I'm thinking I need to take it to the library. Okay, this game is called Time Diver Eon. And it's kind of interesting. You don't even have to fight anybody, just keep on going. I'm in a bit of a precarious situation here. Standing on an ice block over a fire, watching melted guys appear. This one does have some nice graphics to it. And I was having a hard time trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do? How do I get up there? And I saw that I was able to do this wall jump, which that was kind of fun, actually, that wall jump. And then somehow I got up there. I don't know how I did that. That music kind of gets in my head after a while, though, so you may want to turn the volume down a little bit. I like how that window smashed open there. That was kind of neat. Oh, and me doing the wall jump, I think I got the hang of it. But yeah, this seemed like a little fun game. Alright, here's a game called Titan Warriors, which is a top-down shooter game. I like the ground graphics, those are pretty nice. But these guys are just, like, dogging me. They won't leave me alone. And then we get this super weapon, which is kind of neat because once these lasers hit walls, you can see they bounce off the walls. That's kind of cool. And I wasn't sure if I could go through those or not, so I was avoiding them. Kind of reminds me of Zaxxon a little bit. Alright, here's our last game, Zybots, which is an Atari Games classic. And in the game you are roaming through these mazes, shooting at the bad guys. Kind of a 3D perspective game. There's a really great Atari Lynx version of this game. Unfortunately, a lot of the gameplay is really in this, 1/4 bit of the screen here, which is actually kind of similar to the arcade, because in the arcade it really chopped up the screen as well, so you didn't get the full image on there. I played this for quite a while. There's a lot of different mazes in here, and basically the goal is to destroy all the enemies, collect all the coins, collect the keys, escape, and then do it all over again. So you're just constantly fighting these bad guys and just trying to get to the escape route. Now there are different power-ups, like shields and weapons and speed kind of thing. And there's a power-up that will allow you to see the entire map, because sometimes you have to map out the map. There's different enemies to attack as well. Kind of got that 3D perspective where you can turn left and right too. But yeah, I was having a good time playing this one. Alright, well there you have it. There's some NES Prototype games. Those are pretty much all the ones that I could find. So if you know of any other Prototype games you would like me to talk about on this channel, please let me know. Thank you for watching, take care, and we will see you again next time. Bye bye everybody.